And so then we should be able to pause the recording.
All right, we'll call the pension board meeting to order at 4:03. Can you stand and pledge allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Jason?
Sir.
Christine?
Yes.
Dave is absent. I'll entertain a motion to accept his absence as approved.
So.
Second. Edit.
So do you want to do that? So we did motion second. You want to do the
Oh,
vote?
yeah, okay. All in favor? Yeah.
Aye.
Opposed?
Edit. Put on to the 3 seconds.
And then for members wise, we still have,
We have Brian
Turf.
Terse, and you didn't hear from Brian.
no, so we've got,
So
we've got edit, let's do this, and Hurst. And then, well, let's do a, let's hold on, so we do, so then what, so then we have Sarno, we have Reed present, okay. So now we'll, if you're ready, we'll do a motion,
We'll have-
motion and second for
yeah, I'll
edit. and
entertain a
Hurst.
motion for Pettit and Terse as unexcused absences. Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Okay, so Reed and Myers again, and voice votes are unanimous, okay, unexcused.
All good.
Yeah.
Any additions or deletions to the agenda stated in
None from staff?
the okay. Any conflicts of interest that may come up during this meeting?
Election process.
Hmm.
No.
Hmm.
Election process, is there a conflict? No, okay, yeah.
Any correspondence?
None.
Any guests or presentations?
None scheduled.
Treasurer's report?
Page 3, we have our employer's contribution and then the state matching funds. We have the total there, 116,000. And then last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is all December, as of December 2022. Words. And then page 7, just shows a loss of $210,147.33.
Thank you, sir.
I don't know what these expenses are for actuary and audit expenses we had to pay. this
Yeah.
year.
It's part of the whole,
Actual study that we did.
yeah.
General Fund
Want to let
Treasurer's report.
the record show, 406?
406,
Yeah.
Director Pettit is president of the meeting, will resume running the meeting, and we're at the treasurer's report.
Yeah. Yeah. That's probably a good idea.
I'll make a motion to, how do I say?
Stuff is just
Accept
late.
it as, accept, President Pettit.
Thank you. And second is something. Theater. I'm sorry. And then, choice vote. All in favor?
Right?
Aye.
Okay.
I have a question, if anyone knows the state matching funds, they give us that amount based on how much you contribute? No.
If we meet the minimum, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter how much after that. If you meet the minimum, that's all you're gonna get. We
So
could
there-
put in $1 million and that's what we get,
What's the minimum?
that amount.
So,
Oh, the 10,000?
Yeah.
so there's, and it goes back a bit because there was a time period where kind of the flag post got staked. And so they looked at that time period of what your contributions were at that time period, so that's kind of, so there's 2 or 3 different factors that would calculate that in. But for us, that based off of all that, that would be our maximum state match.
And that was in the last
Yeah, interesting.
meeting,
Mhm.
and it's how that was all calculated.
Yeah, when I do that, and submit that in about October, the application for that shows those things. So you fill that, it does it, and then it declares what your match is. For us, that will kind of for always ever be our maximum state match. I have that on as a discussion item on number 3, Sue,
Okay.
the next item there, so. All of this there.
So any other questions on the treasurer's report? And I motion that we accept the treasurer's report as presented.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now we can get down to pension board business. First up, we have pension board meeting minutes from December 2022. Anybody have any corrections, additions? Then do I have a motion to accept the minutes?
So moved. Second.
All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, so on page 11, I'll just a quick update. We did receive 3 properly formatted self-nomination forms. I searched through our records, electronic and files, and couldn't find any other kind of sample ballot in how we've ever done what we've mailed out or what we've done. So wherever they've been retained or wherever the electronic version of what that was. So I did my best to kind of recreate something that that looked at. So I think basically what we'll be looking at is for the board to review this and see if it seems to meet the intent of what we're looking for that election process. And then we would distribute those. I gave it an arbitrary date on that. Our bylaws don't specifically say when seats have to change, or they talk about 2-year or 1, on calendar cycles,
Yeah.
alternating years, but it doesn't give a hard, like, it's not January 1st or
Right.
March. So I just kind of gave an arbitrary date to have those submitted by, and then I was here during the last one, so we just collected them and then we opened them with a couple people watching and just counted the ballots and then tallied them up and sent out the results. So Ashley, myself, and who else was here, Dr. Pettit or something like that. So so probably me and Delphs or some, just we would open them together at the same time and then do the tally. So just I coordinated with staff or anybody that wanted to come look at it, but that's how we did it. We didn't open them until we opened them all together.
So we'll mail this out to everybody.
Yes, so it would be all the actives and retired. Everybody that's yeah, everyone's receiving a pension or eligible for a pension, or the 3 current active volunteers who have some.
So the only question I had about this ballot is, since you have a 1-year or 2-year option for everyone, if you get a mix of 1 year and 2 year, how are you going to handle that?
So it would, other than there's a 1-year seat and a 2-year seat, and both are open. So I don't know how you ask people to pick who they're putting somebody for, which seat, or if you said, the one that got the most votes gets something and what,
Yes,
so
the
I don't know. I don't know how, there was no, so I didn't know if
Right,
you're
because-
picking one way or the other,
In
so.
a perfect world, you wouldn't have a one-year seat.
Correct,
They-
yeah, yep. Yeah, we're filling one that's,
Yeah.
yeah. So it really, it's not in the board bylaws. It doesn't
Right.
talk about how to do an election.
Yeah.
So it really would be for this body to make a determination on how they want to do it. That would be proper way to do that, so.
That makes as much sense as anything, I think.
Yeah, whoever gets the most gets this year, and then the second gets the 1 year.
Okay, and I would say probably, since it's down here, I think probably the cleanest way would be to do it in the form of a motion. To say that that's how we want the ballot to look. Or is that?
Yeah, I think we did that.
It's
that way.
agendized, but, it didn't necessarily state that an action was gonna take, but it is an agendized.
Well,
item,
it's on
so-
the agenda, we can.
Yeah.
I would think,
So if we do, we've got it in.
Yeah.
the minutes.
So you're just gonna have, a line next to them and they vote for 2 candidates, and that's it?
Yes. Yep, and then I will change the instructions to say that vote for no more than 2, the candidate with the most votes will be elected, and you're seeing the candidate with the second most votes would be elected.
And just to correct you, the 3 current volunteers would not be part of this because they are excluded from.
No, Brian Turks is one of the.
Yeah,
he's-
oh, I
got that,
Brian Church.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
would be the
and
exception.
Miranda.
And so
is-
that's
is was
Miranda,
not-
he is too.
so,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We all agree with you.
But as far as voting?
Yes,
Yeah, because they meet the criteria.
yeah, they're all in the,
Okay.
they're all in the pension system, they're all have years of service in that, so. Okay, so do you someone want to do
I'll make a motion to, change the ballot to, where the highest vote getter gets the 2-year term and the second place gets the 1-year term.
yeah, I'll update the language so that it's properly, so, first place, this is 2 year, and the second. is 1 year. Okay, so I have a motion,
We have a second.
Myers.
All those in favor, aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
I have another question, how are we gonna handle ties?
Never drawing. Sure. Put 2 names in the hat.
No, no.
Why is that not fair? It's a tie.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you do.
Oh, I would do it.
I mean, you hear all the time races that are decided by a flip of a coin.
Okay.
Do you wanna-
still have your 2 highest, and then your second person would be your second person.
What if it's the
Yeah.
2 lowest?
On the bottom end is out, yeah.
And one of them is out, and you flip a coin? No, we need to cross it now before it gets there,
Sit it out again.
I would say. Between a runoff, between the.
Yeah, that would be the fairest way to do it. Just on the 2. If by chance there was a tie
For the second place.
on the second, for the second place, then reissue the vote, revote.
Still, okay.
There's a chance of
I don't-
first place and second place being an exact tie, third place would be out, but who gets 2 years if it's the one?
Yeah, well, yeah, that would.
We're saying that if it's a tie for first, then that's flip of a coin. Versus if it's a tie for second, because then one person will not get on the board, then there needs to be a runoff. Or something.
It's just easier.
It is easier, but is that fair?
This is what is not fair about it. You both have the
If you,
same
if you,
number.
if you have a runoff between 2 people, it's 50-50 where you're gonna get in, same as a coin.
Yeah, and if you run off again, then you have another tie. And you get-
Whatever direction the board wants
Well, what
to-
if someone voted for the second place that tied? So now they only get to choose one, so it could change the outcome, because now they can only vote for one of the two choices that they pick.
Or you put it up to a pension board vote, and they decide who wins the tie.
I think I like a coin better than that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Letter to us of why they want to be on it, you can pick the best one.
1,000 word essay. And you can read them all.
One would definitely drop out then, of the running.
I don't know of
I
any
don't
other
know.
better option than a random person.
I still think the easiest is for the board to, in the case of a tie, that the board has the right to represent one vote, which would break the tie.
Now, except that 3 people on the board will have already had the opportunity to vote. 4 people on the board. Five. Yeah, all but one of them.
Yeah, all but one.
All but
Yeah, all but one. Oh, right now.
all but one.
Chief gets deciding vote.
I'll follow whatever direction. We'll work the board on a properly formulated motion and answers.
We can just split.
I mean, this is the first time ever that we've had more people want it than.
What is credit? Ask the town if they do, Laramie County or anyone, what if they do?
Whenever elections being decided like 20,000 all the time.
Are they different?
Me too. I don't
You want to settle it now? Okay, as far as that.
Yeah, coin toss.
Okay, so.
You might not want to put it as coin toss, but we'll say a tiebreaker.
Random.
Random tiebreaker.
So. And then you have to do all your bylaws as to who witness it. Yeah. Do you have clear direction on that?
Not specifically for the, how we want to, do you want me to add language for the tiebreaker? Do you want me to deal with the tiebreaker
Just deal with
at
it.
the time? And so I'll use,
Whatever means you.
so we'll utilize a random 50-50 device
Selection process.
Yeah. Yeah. The last item number 3 that's on there, there's a couple items that were added in. Member Reed shared those with based off some discussion that was in the last board meeting about options for do we have options for making other investments other than through FPPA. So these were added in just for kind of discussion items and from informational items there. So the board wanted to discuss or station.
Board member Gator had asked if you could just put the money in the bank, and I said I didn't think so, but it turns out you can, so long as it's an FDIC insured account, which means I think the current limit is like 250,000, so you'd have to divvy it up between multiple banks.
But I will tell you that the last time that we experienced this during the last recession, and it kind of freaked everybody out too, we were losing a lot of money. It rebounded, you know, we gained it back. Still, a loss is a loss, but.
Well, if we went to another investment company, it's not like somebody else has got different options that FPPA doesn't. The only difference is we'd be paying them a fee for handling our investments.
Yeah.
I'm sure that you need them all over.
Yeah.
Do the same
I mean,
thing.
if people have FPPA that they've got money managers just like, you know, Fidelity, Hero Price, all of them that watch investments and they do the best they can. So I don't know if hiring somebody on our own would be any better than what we've got.
And, you know, the idea of investing in bonds for turnpikes, really? I didn't think any of those, public-private initiative programs for transportation system projects in Colorado, no. So, but anyhow, those are the options as listed in the Colorado revised statutes.
Be able to, direct our current pension to maybe, not put it in the global public equity, which is maybe 20%? Like, are we able to say, I want something different? No.
I know.
I don't.
It's not like Fidelity where you can pick your mutual fund.
No.
That's, to think about it, it's not like they have this account sitting there that's, you know, Wellington's volunteer pension fund. It's the FPPA, all the funds are managed in a pooled setting, and then obviously there's individual allocation and tracking within that, but they're moving, you know, the money as one big fund, not individual accounts. So they have to change their whole investment strategy.
Working on it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We find out a lot of those people make money whether
Yeah.
whether there's a return or not, but
Yeah.
yeah.
And the other thing that the actuarials do is on that, every year actuarial base that they do, they adjust their assumptions for returns to try to match what they think the market is gonna do, so that when they do the actuarials and they give you those numbers to think of how close you are to being fully funded or what percentage of funding you are, it's using those variations in anticipated performance of those.
Yeah, Chief, I think one other thing on that too is, and I don't know the exact period of time they use for the PPA volunteer funds. Most pension funds use like a 3 to 7 year smoothing. So you have a high year and a low year, you know, they smooth that out. They don't actually take the full impact of each year when they look at the actuarials.
If you look at the other sheet, I found, you know, for 3, 5, and 10 years, they return 6.4%, 6.7%, and 7.8%. You're not gonna get that in the bank. So, you know, it's, yeah, you live and die by the market, but
Next year, you're on that one. 2 years.
Yeah.
So, 2021, we gained 15%, and then 2022, we lost 7%. Am I reading that correctly? According to the numbers.
yeah, for 2021, it was a net 15%. 2022, it was net minus 7.8.
Thank you.
No, I thought it would probably be a good refresher for everyone. Because I certainly didn't remember what all the options were.
Any further questions on? With that. Then we'll move on to other.
If I can just bring, so at least just for initial discussion, we'll bring it up at the regular board meeting, but I had a few meetings under adjournment, but I'm tentatively going to be gone during the June 14th meeting, so I was looking at moving it a week later as opposed to moving it a week earlier. So we'll look at we'll figure out what that is, and we have time to decide on that, and it'll be co-located with the regular board meeting too, so you know, there's time to make that decision, but I just kind of want to get it out there to in front of the pension board just for consideration. So.
As far as I know, with the
That's all I have.
Any other? Great. So right now, we don't know for sure.
To say, we'll leave it at that for now,
Yeah.
and then for purchase discussion, I just wanted to put it on there just to have that, at least come put it out there. And we'll communicate that with the pension board if there's decision, the regular board meetings come down, so.
You just can't forget to put it on our agenda.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, it's on our, it's on our agenda to talk about at the next meeting right now,
Okay.
and then we'll figure out. So.
Okay. If no further business, I motion that we adjourn the pension board meeting at 4:28. Do I have a second? All those in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.